Hochul needs re-election, and she's gonna. It's next year, right? I imagine she is thinking, okay, if I raise taxes like you,
dude, when I see Andrew Schultz demonstrate his capabilities as an actual active adult / political commentator, when I see him do this, it makes me more mad when I compare that to what he was doing with Donald Trump. Okay? Because this is not a stupid man. I'm sorry. Like, it's really hard for when you match up what he just said right there, which is correct. Kathy Hochul has political ambitions. She wants to stay in office, and she knows how popular Zohran is, so she's going to play ball with Zohran's policies. That same guy didn't even ask Donald Trump about Jeffrey Epstein, man. That's crazy. Like,
you should have come through. We were at Maharaja Suites in Jackson Heights.
Hey, dude.
Giving number tie.
I would love to.
All right. Next time I'll let you know.
I'm going to get your number because your comms team ducks me. So I'm going to get your direct number.
Take it.
Okay, beautiful. I'm going to get it after this
I'll give it to you
episode.
right now, bro. Because they'll probably yank me very quickly.
We got to start this immediately. Zara runs a tight ship.
Yeah, dude. She don't fuck around.
She does not.
Feel free, you can share with everybody here.
Okay, beautiful.
Also,
Socialism.
I'm so.
Are we rolling? I'm so angry that you guys did the New York City Olympics. Because I hit that guy up. I was watching Subway Takes, and I'm forgetting the guy's name right now. My bad. But he goes, we should have like a New York City Olympics where the boroughs compete. And I didn't DM Kareem. I DM'd the guy. And I go, let's make this happen. Like, I am down. And he goes, how would we do that? And I go, we'll find a way. And then I see you a few weeks later, like, we're doing it. Everybody come out. Where were you, Far Rockaway or something?
No, in Coney Island.
It was Coney Island. Coney Island.
What is important about this is not the anger or resentment that you have towards Andrew Schultz and all these other people. What's important to recognize here is that Zohran's capacity to command the room is palpable. Okay? It is obvious that he can go into any fucking room, whether it be a bunch of Wall Street CEOs or whether it be even cops, potentially, we shall see, and he can win people over even when they are diametrically opposite to his worldview. You should read the comments. Zohran isn't funded by AIPAC. Bill Ackman be spending more money than 2% that Zohran's going to propose to take from him. So true. I'm about to cry. Bro said he was born in 91. I'm old as hell. More policy questions to push back for a mayor than they had when they had Trump on. Schultz not believing Zohran can pull this off, but truly believing that Trump was capable of making America great again is something he needs to reflect on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Zohran won over the fucking Andrew Schultz audience and is cooking so hard.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're here with the next mayor of New York City, Zohran. 93% on Kalshi right now.
Bro, I've thrown away more bags than entire families will ever make in a lifetime because of my fucking resentment towards this. Okay? I despise the fucking political prediction market so much. Just know, if you ever see me doing an ad like this, just know if you ever see me doing an ad like this, it's over, okay? I've decided I'm done. I'm doing a bag alert, and I'm out. You will never see me again. Once I got this money, the socialism shit is over. Anyway, we got through the first 30 seconds of this until I went on like 11 different tangents, but Crash Dummy's coming at 4:30.
Yes. Chances of victory, 93%. Yep. So, barring this doesn't go horribly, I think this is how we bring the numbers down. Exactly. We got to get some parity here. We got to get almost. I want people to understand this election's not over, so I'm going to tank this interview. If it's not an 85 by the end of this interview, we're going to work on it. Dude, you've done like I want to give you like a few compliments here. But they're also like very validating because I think, every week I'm talking to Charlamagne and we're talking with the boys here on the pods, and it's like, we keep on saying, hey, Democrats, can you please just run for something and not against somebody? Yep. And it is a very simple solution, but I think people at their core want to feel like their issues are addressed, and their concerns are met. Not simply that guy bad. Yeah. And then you guys have done it masterfully. Obviously, you're a great talent, and your team is phenomenal. Zara, I know you're listening. You're great. You're great. You're great. Give us a little more time. You're great. You're great. But it was really validating to see that. Yeah. It's like, wow, if you talk about the issues people care about and say that you're going to do something about it,
they will support you. What a fucking crazy idea.
I
You know,
know
it's
she
also
did not
crazy.
like
The
that.
things that I would say you inspire, change and hope. The last great Democrat, those were kind of his mantras, or however you'd say it. Change and hope, and that's what you inspire.
that
and I feel
Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's been lost a little bit.
I mean, I appreciate you guys. I think it's just there's been a lot of lecturing and not much listening. And you know, we saw a swing towards Trump here in New York City in the last general election.
Whose responsibility was that? Who the hell made that? What the fuck are we even talking about?
Dude, those guys.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did this.
Bunch of frat boys, dude.
But you know, it was there are a lot of caricatures of who Trump voters are. And in New York City, we saw the swing was actually in the heart of immigrant New York. And I went to Hillside Avenue in Queens. I went to Fordham Road in the Bronx. And I asked New Yorkers, who did you vote for and why? And I met the vast majority of them were Trump voters. And I asked them why. And it just came back to cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And if I had spent that time lecturing them as to why they were wrong, as opposed to...
You know, people cannot appreciate how awesome the Obama years were. Brother, don't even get me started. It wasn't. It's awesome in comparison to now. But that doesn't mean it was actually awesome, especially because the Obama years is what brought what we are experiencing now. Now, part of that was because he was black, okay? And a big part of it was a lot of white people were like, yo, how did we let this happen twice, okay? They could not comprehend it. They could not contend with it. They were like, this is incredible. I cannot believe this guy literally is a Kenyan Muslim socialist communist, devil's spawn, black guy who was the president twice. What the fuck's going on? I will vote for the maximum racism candidate. Okay? That was definitely a part of the motivation, a big part of the motivation. But also on the other side, it was the end of whatever progressive momentum could have ever existed within the heart of the Democratic Party. It was the end of it. It was the end of times in that regard. Okay? A candidate that ran on change and progress, that turned around and literally slapped on the most Clintonite policies, the most Clinton adjacent third way neoliberalism, a monstrous team of what does he call it? The League of what did he call it? He called it the League of Competing Interests or something. I forget now. In Hillary as well. No, not the League of Nations, dude. No, the team of rivals. That's what it was. The team of rivals. Thank you. Like, a lot of people forget the rug pull that Obama pulled because he was so charismatic he could overcome it. Okay? But he really did do that. He really did kill hope in some ways. Okay? But of course, racism was a primary motivator as well, on top of everything else. But in any case, it was definitely a rug pull situation. Having said that, he was very charismatic and still is very charismatic. That's why I get so mad, because it's like you could be using that for anything, dude.
Listening to them as to how we could get right.
Yes.
Then we would run a very different campaign.
And this is one thing I said I wanted to talk about. I feel like the establishment Democrats don't understand a pretty simple thing. We want to vote for someone who might make things better. Even if the risk is it will make things worse. A lot of people voted for Trump because he might make things better. And the other person is saying, I wouldn't change anything. Things are not good. In New York, things are not good right now.
It's the most expensive city in
to me,
America.
is just saying it's the same, and you're saying it could get better.
It's a privilege to maintain the status quo. You know what I mean? Like, if it, like, we're privileged, like, it's very nice to know that we're going to be okay. Listen, delete this.
I just hit the Jordan DSA link. No, it's we can't afford more of the same.
So here's the thing. Like, it's so funny because I saw it was like Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk, and they were talking about you. I don't know if you remember this.
I didn't see this.
But they were speaking, and it was almost like this shoehorn theory. Have you ever seen that, like, politically? What happened?
Horseshoe.
Sorry.
Theory.
Horseshoe, yeah. So it's like...
But you are shoehorning it. It is the horseshoe theory, which is, stupid. But you are shoehorning it into this conversation. God, I hate horseshoe theory. I hate stuff like that because it's so like... It's just like such a classic I want to fucking swing above my weight class ass thing that people use. It's like unimaginably reductive. It doesn't actually it represent anything real. Okay? And it's like a clear-cut example of just like someone trying to sound smart. Doors open. It's the maximum centrist mindset. What's the horseshoe theory? Yeah, you go far enough left, you become a right winger. Like there's extremes on both sides. It's just like a very silly centrist position. Okay? That's it. And people try to like interpret it. People try to interpret it in that way where they'll be like, well, go far enough left, you hate Israel. Go far enough right, you hate Israel. It's like, okay, yeah, that's right. That's what the fucking Nazis want. They want healthcare for everybody. And they want to uplift the working class no matter where they are, you know, around the planet, famously. The only person who abides by the horseshoe theory is Grant Plattner. That's it. There's no one else. I've never met another person who on the one hand is like, I'm a communist, I'm an Antifa super soldier, and on the other hand is running around with a fucking Todokov on his chest, okay? And is a Blackwater mercenary. I've never seen that. I've never seen that, and I don't even know if I'll ever see it again. Okay? There is no other person that represents that. He is the true progressive mind in a MAGA body, a one of a kind.
I think that they were basically saying that you were meeting the moment in terms of what people are concerned with, right? And it's obviously a cost of living, and it's like, I think it's so specific. I think it's like, it's rent, and I think everything is derivative of rent.
Yeah.
And
it's the number one issue in the city.
The number is, bro, I started looking up numbers because like I think a 2-bedroom 6 years ago was the average 2-bedroom compared to right now, I think has gone up 90%.
I mean, it's untenable, right? Like, and I think this is the thing that
90%, almost doubled in 6 years.
That's great.
How are people supposed to keep up with this? And I think what's so kind of to what you guys were saying, if the politics on offer is right now is as good as it's ever going to get, that's not good enough for the vast majority of people.
And I think it speaks to how out of touch a lot of them are.
Yeah, and I think it's just, you have, you know, I spoke to a nurse who after she finishes her shift, she drives for an hour and a half, leaving the state of New York to get to where she can afford a place.
Wow.
That's what you're putting working people through. People are living in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Jersey City, commuting it.
Dude, white people have to live in the outer boroughs. We need to fix this. What the hell's going on here?
This is what happens when you call him a socialist. You got to overthrow.
See, if Zohran had the lack of charitability I have, if I went on this podcast right now, every motherfucker would be like, why are you normalizing these Trump supporters? Right? That's the difference between charity, between two very similar people in ideology.
It's just like, I'm going after Astoria. I'm going after Inside Bay.
The Greeks are not white. No, but continue, please. Yeah. It is absurd that in order to afford her life, you know, and there are obviously certain like circumstances that have created this situation. What I want to talk about more is, because I looked at your plan to go fix it, and I would really like this to be able to happen. Okay. A lot of people are making this like impending war about you and Trump. I think it's going to be you and Albany, bro. Can you speak a little bit more on that? Like what you need Albany to essentially allow you to do?
Yeah.
There are restrictions in government. Like there are systems in place that don't allow you to do what you want, even if you think it's in the best interest of people, and even if that's what the people want. So how are you going to convince Hochul? How are you going to convince these
She just got groomed.
people to allow you to enact these policies?
So New York City continues to be a creature of the state. New York City, if you have an ambition for the city that matches the scale of the crisis, you have to have an Albany agenda.
Yep.
So when de Blasio wanted to deliver universal pre-K, he knew he would have to go to Albany to get that money. He actually overcame the objections of then Governor Andrew Cuomo to get that money to make this a reality. Now it is one of the best examples of government actually meeting the needs of working people. And so when we talk about raising revenue, you know, raising taxes on the top 1% by 2%, the top corporate tax to match that of New Jersey, that's something we will do in Albany. And that's partially why the endorsements of Governor
Hochul.
You almost said it. You almost said it.
I'll never be taking that one.
You almost said it.
Governor
He's
Hochul.
posting that on Instagram immediately.
He's taking that. You see the trauma is coming back. having to deal with
Bro,
that
look
man
at
so
this
much.
fucking thing.
Governor Hochul,
Yeah.
Assembly Speaker Carl Haystree,
Yeah.
Majority Leader of the state Senate Andrea Stewart-Cousins. These are endorsements not just of me, but of the agenda. Because in Albany, it's often spoken about as 3 men in a room. Now it's 2 women and a man
Right.
who are in that room. And to have the endorsements of all of them,
Huge.
it's huge, and it paves the way
I also think
for,
it
for
speaks
this
to
agenda.
like your political momentum,
Oh,
right?
thank you.
No. And I mean that. I don't even mean it as a compliment. I mean
damn,
like, no, I'm talking,
I take that back.
it's like a guy once told me, America doesn't have allies; it has interests, and I think that politicians are often that way. I can't speak about you, but like, Hochul needs re-election, and it's next year, right? I imagine she is thinking, okay, if I raise taxes like you.
Dude, when I see Andrew Schultz demonstrate his capabilities as an actual active adult / political commentator, when I see him do this, it makes me more mad when I compare that to what he was doing with Donald Trump. Okay? Because this is not a stupid man. I'm sorry. Like, it's really hard for when you match up what he just said right there, which is correct. Kathy Hochul has political ambitions. She wants to stay in office, and she knows how popular Zohran is, so she's going to play ball with Zohran's policies. That same guy didn't even ask Donald Trump about Jeffrey Epstein, man. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy.
You would want, I might lose some of my constituents. But she's also probably thinking, if this guy is such a tsunami and if I rebuke him, I could also lose people. So is your strategy to have so much support in a Trump-esque version? Like, he's the only other example.
The left won't make this a Bernie on Joe Rogan again. The libs will try to gaslight us, though. All the grifters like Schultz get to do whatever the hell they want until the slop runs dry. I mean, yeah,
Conceded has like found a way to completely transform his party. Is your strategy get so much support that
goddamn the bar is low, that we're praising this dude for understanding politicians that want to win elections? No, I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I'm saying it's hard to consider what he was saying about Donald Trump and how he got duped by Donald Trump to be sincere when he does demonstrate the basic bare minimum competence when talking about like the ambitions of the former lieutenant governor turned governor and why she is willing to play ball with Zohran's agenda because it's an objectively popular one, and what it says about Zohran. Like, that is demonstrating political acumen. Okay, that means that first you abuse your dog, now you're grooming her. Does your depravity ever end? No. Unimaginable depravity. Look at this. Look at this big old bitch, dude. Oh, she fucking, John Margot shouts out for that big ass bone. She loves it. She's going to town on it. She is so big. Apologize to her? Never. Only big old bitch is you. It's crazy because she just got groomed and now she is putting a disgusting bone all over her arms, and her arms are going to be completely coated with meat and slobber, but it's worth it. Let a bitch be big, goddamn. Yeah. Does she usually enjoy bones? Yeah, she loves bones. Give her bones all the time. I'm never giving her whatever this kind of bone is. I usually give her like a Icelandic ram horn to add insult to the injury of Hasan Hasan mistreats her dog. I give her, as you guys have probably seen on the broadcast before, yes, Icelandic lamb horn or whatever the fuck it's called. Anyway, let's keep going.
Hochul's political future is dependent on her connectivity to you?
My strategy is to build the political will such that Governor Hochul has a...
Yeah, by the way, yes, I know I keep pausing, but 26,000 views in one day.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Impulsive Podcast 2 days ago, 69,000 views, bro. This guy killed my grandma with his policies. One of the most embarrassing things I've seen in a minute. How can Cuomo attack Mamdani for being a rich Nepo baby when he was literally the son of the New York governor? I don't think being the son of a governor is a niche movie director, and a niche movie director really compares. God damn, Andrew Cuomo is such a fucking motionless charisma suck.
Partner in delivering universal child care.
Good man. He's a
Politician.
politician.
Because look. Governor Hochul has spoken.
Bend the knee.
Governor
Bend the knee.
Governor Hochul has said she wants to deliver universal child care. What she's had in the mayor we have right now is someone more focused on getting out of jail than actually funding these kinds of
Or
programs.
partying, we're going to bring 11 to New York. That is a fire idea. You shouldn't even know what that is.
I didn't know what it was until you posted the clip, and I was like, I guess this
now
is
you're like, let him run against
That's all he needs to be.
You can still bring it though.
That's still on the table, bro.
Don't ban that guy. He said terrorists fuck. He's saying like they have sex. Like people that are declared terrorists by the State Department unjustly have sex all the time. That's what he was saying. Look at what he said next. What did he say next? He also called you the N-word. Oh. Okay, maybe he's not redeemable. Nuclear?
Okay. you were saying.
So I think it's what are you using your political capital for? Because the same people who will say, oh, we can't afford free buses. We can't afford $700 million a year in making the slowest buses in America fast and free.
I don't agree with that. I think you can. Like that. No. Like, but here's the thing. Like,
Can I put that on the website?
You can put whatever you want.
yeah.
Dude. Like, I also think this idea that like New Yorkers are going to flee because of a 2% increase. It's like I've been everywhere else. You're not going anywhere. Bill Ackman's not going nowhere. He's going to be in the Hamptons all
There's
fucking
only
summer.
one place to write those tweets.
That's it.
New York City.
Exactly.
Every character you want.
Your AC goes out in July in Miami. You sweating writing tweets? There's
He's
no way.
spending more money against me than I would even tax him.
That was the best line in the entire thing. That right there, bars, best line. He's got those piffy one-liners down, dude.
Every day it's like $1 million. It's like $1 million. I'm like, Habibi, I don't even want that. You're going above and beyond.
Okay,
That's
but so I don't think anybody's moving, and I honestly feel that way. And like I'm in the tax bracket where you're going to tax more. Like, dude, if you're going to deliver all this shit for 2%, give it. I'm 100% supportive if it makes life easier for New Yorkers. This is my one identity in my entire life is a New Yorker. It's the thing I care the most about. But what I will say is that I think that there are going to be people in government that are going to try to restrict you from.
Why is he on with that racist? Because he's not a dumb internet leftist and someone who's serious about winning the New York mayoral race. Asked and answered. Let's move on.
And I know that you're aware of that. So I'm like, how? And there are people that might disagree on economic policy. We can have like a philosophical discussion about like what economic policy works. I don't even know if I think that's like a waste of time. What the fuck do you do when special interest groups are going to be lobbying like crazy? They're going to say, I want to build 200,000 units. And then the second you try, they're going to be like, well, not in my neighborhood, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, you have
How
to.
do you do that?
You have to be ready to take on these fights. You cannot be naive
taking
to
on
the
it right
fact.
now.
And
Special interest groups are.
But I mean, I appreciate the point because there is a reason why we haven't had progress. Right? If you look, for example, at the Department of Education, this is the agency we spend the most amount of money on in any agency in New York City.
Yep.
Of the $40 billion we spend about $10 billion on contracts and consultants.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of people who are looking forward to the
If this makes you reconsider Mamdani, you're an idiot. Yes, many Americans are. Next question.
renewal of their contract.
No, it's to educate you nerds at Bronx Science.
Oh, I thought you meant like, oh, if this makes you reconsider whether Mamdani's the real deal, you're an idiot. Yeah, but I also do think it goes in the other direction where there are absolutely people who will watch the podcast and be like, whoa, he's actually such a personable guy. I didn't know. And they will vote for him because yes, no matter how dumb you think the median voter is, I promise you they are way dumber than you think they are. Okay?
All of us dumb kids that went to regular public school, we don't need all that money.
Look,
Where'd you go to high school?
Baruch College campus.
What was your mascot?
The Blue Devils.
All right.
Yeah. Which
He's
we
actually
just chose.
a white devil. Isn't that funny? Who are you? Habibi, let's talk about that.
Segue.
Segue. Get us back to Hochul.
Pivot.
Get us back to Hochul.
But here's my point. There are people making money off the status quo. And so there will be a lot of interest in retaining that status quo.
Yeah.
Right now, the city of New York will pay McKinsey a few $1 million to design a trash can. McKinsey's not going to be happy when I say we don't need you to design that anymore.
Right,
we can
right.
actually design that ourselves. The 2nd Avenue subway,
Yep.
which is the most recent extension of New York City subway
Shut
lines.
that shit down, bro.
Okay, that's not where I'm going.
Shut that
Yeah, I don't know where
Ain't
you're
nobody
taking this.
need a subway on 2nd Avenue.
It's actually a
Why are
beautiful
you so
statement.
against? Why are
Don't
you and
need
Curtis
it.
Sliwa so against the 2nd Avenue subway?
Because we're from Manhattan.
You don't want to get to 125th Street? on
Never
2nd Avenue?
go to Upper East Side.
I grew up. I went to middle school there. I went to elementary school
You
there.
don't go there now.
I know, but so I don't need it. No, the last place you need a subway is on the Upper East Side. They're going to be okay. They're not leaving. Bring a subway down to Tribeca or something like that. Subway.
It's wherever you are. Wherever you are.
How is the internet so bad in Hollywood? It's just really awful. It's just really fucking awful. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can say about it. Another reason to fucking move to goddamn New York, bro. I hate this shit. I hate this goddamn city. I hate this goddamn stupid ass fucking state. I hate this stupid fucking infrastructure. It's so ass. Guest on stream or guest personal life? No, crash dummies. I have guests coming over. Yes, I have a fucking business line. It doesn't matter. It's still ass cheeks. Anyway, all right, let's continue.
I think we got to go from 96th Street to 125th.
Did you just hear what he says? He goes,
No, this is long.
That's way long.
That's a good point. It is
Nah, that's
long.
right. That's 8 blocks mathematically.
What I'm saying is, why are you trying to build more white people subways, man?
Look at this. Look at this. So you were fine with the 2nd Avenue subway,
only white
72nd,
people over there.
86, 96, but you don't want to go to 125th?
I never wanted it at any of those stops. Here's my point. There's always been against the 2nd Avenue subway. They want to live over there and make them walk. I dated a girl over there. That shit was horrible. I had to walk and they got to walk. I was walking to York Avenue in shorts.
I feel like I'm talking to Eric Adams.
Fucking December. You know, bring
Everything
an 11. Put an 11 on the 2nd Avenue subway. Use the poles for something.
Finish his point.
Here's my point, though, is that people in Harlem were promised a subway to 125th Street on the 2nd Avenue decades ago.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
it's taken us so long
Crazy.
to even get to this.
Why didn't we start with them?
We had to connect it.
What is it? But you could connect it the other way, too. We could have started it up there.
But where are they going to take it from 125th to 160? That's as long as a 2 Avenue 160.
I'm actually here to announce that the head of design at the MTA is about to stand right here.
Thank you. I would have done that too. Now you're making some good decisions.
Yeah.
All right. I'm taking back my 2% if I'm gonna work for it. No. I hear what you're saying. You got to connect it to 51st Street.
But I think the larger point here is though that like when they did the first phase of construction for the 2nd Avenue subway,
Yeah.
the MTA spent more money on consultants than construction.
Yeah.
So this is part of the issue is that you're right that we're going to have to transform the inner workings of government.
Yeah.
And that means ending a patronage politics. There are
Yeah.
a lot of people who have jobs more to do with who they know than what they do.
Yeah. No.
And that's not specific to Eric Adams.
And
It sounds like you want to create a Department of Government Efficiency. Kind of sounds like.
Honestly,
Kind of sounds like.
You're
Because when
dozing.
I said I was in favor of it, this liberal cuck, when it was a Republican idea, hated it. And now I'm in favor. Now look at him nodding.
Donnie,
like
we
a
are not going to judge people who like to watch others have sex with their wives. That is their. That's it.
I'm bringing it back to efficiency.
Okay, sorry.
I'm bringing it back to waste.
Some people would say that's efficient airways.
You can wait for Andrew Cuomo to have these other conversations. Right?
You know he's going to
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Go.
But here's my point: is that it is sad
CCAV
that
Randy,
we let someone.
no, there's fucking 25 to 30K people in here. It's just once the stream cuts out completely and then reboots, it tweaks your numbers for the rest of the day. Like it says 0 people in here. Like, look, here's the chatter count. 25,260 people in the chat right now, which means there's probably around 30K people watching. But with the lurkers and whatnot. But once the stream gets cut in and out, the numbers will be perma stuck.
Like Elon Musk, take the words efficiency, fraud, as if they are right-wing concerns.
I agree.
These are actually the concerns that should be at the heart of a progressive politics.
Yes.
Because I want to increase taxes on the top 1% by 2%. And I also want those same New Yorkers to be able to look at that increased revenue and say every single one of these dollars is being spent efficiently.
Yeah.
It can't be in and of itself the reason why you do it. It has to be what you deliver with that money.
I think like Doge was universally supported before it became what it was. But the idea,
Well, it was never actually intended to fulfill the intentions.
Yeah.
But the intentions.
the intentions are right.
Of
I think
eliminating
most people
fraud
agree.
and waste.
Let's eliminate
And
it. Okay.
I love that. Guys, generational triumph.
Does this mean you get less money at the end of the month? No, it doesn't. I don't. The Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by you and entirely exclusively for you, the viewers. Okay? There's no ads on the Piker Broadcasting Service. The viewership numbers don't fucking matter. If you want to, at will, no obligations whatsoever. If you want to subscribe to support the show, to support the stream, you can. You can do that for free with the Twitch Prime. You can do that by gifting a sub if you want. I believe it was like 35% off earlier. I don't know if it still is. I don't know how that fucking starts and happens every now and then. But having said that, there's no obligation to subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to. I guess it's not 35% off for gifted subs. Sorry. It was a treasure train. It's random. Oh, got it. But yeah, the only revenue stream I have is this. The only revenue stream I have is my own paid subscribers who voluntarily subscribe, for the record. You don't get any like extra benefits. I guess the maximum benefit you get now, which is platform wide, is if you subscribe or you have a subscription, you can rewind the VOD. It's smart to have more than one stream on revenue. I mean, it's fine. I have subscriptions on here. I have YouTube, but that's like, not that much. Oh, you get emotes as well. You get emotes. Hasan makes trafficking Fent. Yes. That's how I make my money. I traffic Fent. Don't lie to us. It's true. Also, oh yeah, that's true. If you're a subscriber, you can also send me. Oh no. If you're a subscriber, you can also send me links. It's not a guarantee that I will click on them, but you can do it. You can send me those links if you want. And what else? And you got the emotes that you can use all around the platform. And you can clip shit. You can't clip shit if you're not a subscriber. Don't say that, dude. They'll kinetic strike your house. I welcome it. I welcome that. You click on them 95% of the time. It's true. Heavy on the not guaranteed speed of the stream can be insane. I do click on a lot of them. I click on far too many of them. All right, everybody, stop sending me links right now.
My hand. I'll see you there.
So if rent is the most important issue, which I think we all agree, it's like fucking absurd. The rent freeze was like incredibly effective communication, right? This idea, because everybody else is talking about, we're going to build all these units. When you're drowning, you're not worried about like someone building you a boat. You need a life vest. I get that 100%. I think that makes sense. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you can do that to like about 50% of the units in New York.
Yeah.
Because those are like,
apartments pretty much.
they're like the rent stabilized or rent controlled units.
About 2.5 million New Yorkers live in these kinds of apartments.
Got it.
Yeah.
How do you offer relief to the other 50%? And let me just clarify to people listening, like those other 50% aren't necessarily people who are wealthy.
They're just living in market rate units.
And I think that work here and they just didn't have the ability to get one of these, rent controlled units.
And so I'd first say there's rent control, which is a very small minority.
Yeah.
The vast majority of what we're talking about is rent stabilization. Rent stabilization means there's a limit on how much your rent can increase every year. It's not what your rent is, it's what the increase will be. And it's all determined by a board called the Rent Guidelines Board, composed of 9 people that the mayor appoints.
You can appoint them.
Yes.
But I think the appointing process might even take a little bit, right? It's not like day 1 you do it.
It's each of these terms are on kind of a rotating basis.
Got it.
And there are a number of these terms that are open right now.
Got it. So you can point some, and there might be some people that are empathetic to your philosophies already. So
Because they actually did a study. That same board, under Eric Adams, did a study. It found that landlord profits had increased 12% of those units in the same year that the median household income of tenants of those units was $60,000. And with that information, they decided, let's hike the rent again. So it actually doesn't have to do with the data.
Got it.
But the point that you're making is right, which is that we have to have a housing policy for all 8.5 million people. And that's why you couple a rent freeze with construction of 200,000 truly affordable homes. The reason I say truly is because, like, I represent Steinway in Astoria, right? I'll call a constituent, I'll say, there's a new affordable housing development coming up. Do you want to apply? They'll say, how much do I have to make? I say $140,000. They hang up the phone.
Yeah, affordable housing.
Because how are they?
How do you make it work? How do you, what is this? They posted this about you and then Anaphase fucking said, how could this be?
Pussy good, pussy sweet, pussy good enough to eat, pussy good.
Yo, I can't believe it, bro. Why the fuck am I letting my moms do layups here for dunks like this? What is happening? Can we get for real for a moment? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What's wrong with this goddamn stream? What's happening here, dude? I don't need haters. I got them all in here every fucking day, okay? My biggest haters.
Sweet, pussy good enough to eat. My pussy good, pussy sweet, pussy good.
Okay, that is a little, I do feel a little called out. Like I feel like this is disrespectful. Like down to the fucking wide shoulders, the length, the height, and the appropriate size head that looks kind of small because the shoulders are wide, obviously. Otherwise, it's like a normal size head. Everyone is saying it in the chat. Everyone is saying in the chat how normal the size of the head is. It just looks like that because of the shoulder width. That's what it is. Fashion sense is better. Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
You're going to afford that, right?
Yeah.
And so my point is thinking about affordability more with the median household income in New York City, which is $70,000 for a family of four.
I love it.
So you have to increase that, and you have to make it easier for the private sector to also build.
I agree with you 100%. Like, I think Ezra Klein put out a great book that I think that he's been like unfairly maligned by a lot of people on the left, but like where he's just going, hey, I appreciate democratic policies. I want to implement them. I think they're better for people, but there are certain things that we need to remove so that we can be competitive in an open market.
And I think that there's a truth to that where, look, I'm somebody who believes in the public sector. I believe in regulation.
Yeah.
I also believe that if I can't give you the reason for the regulation,
Yeah.
then it has no reason to exist.
Yeah.
I cannot justify a restaurant giving the city every year $25 for the right to sell a frozen dessert. That doesn't make sense. Right? That is something that should be eliminated.
Yeah,
I cannot justify someone who wants to open a barbershop filling out 24 forms, going to 7 agencies, and then attending 12 in-person events.
Yeah.
That does not make sense to me.
Right.
So I think that there is a truth to some of the regulations we've created have made it far more difficult to build housing.
Yeah.
And even the justifications we used back then are not the ones that have been borne out today. So we need to change those.
So how do we, first of all, I completely agree. And as like someone who has someone renovating above me, please believe I like the fact that there is regulation. Do you know what I mean? Like I have a kid who's 21 months old.
Yeah.
It's like they want to sleep, and if somebody's just going to be
21.
banging 21. This guy's
Oh, God. Zohran, what the fuck? My boy, what are you? Oh, no. Brother, come on. You don't need to do all that. You don't need to do all that. That is such a fucking unk-ass move, bro. That is unk station. All right. Speaking of which, Crash Dummies are here. Rich coming from you, brother, that is not something I would do, okay? I don't code switch like that. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do code switch, but like that's a whack ass code switch. What's good? He's such a fucking millennial, dude. That's crazy. What's good? Let me pull some chairs for you guys.